He's a complete wreck without me, Mark. We have to be just friends. She actually said it, just like that. I could feel the folded lease agreement in my back pocket, the one for the silver Audi A3 I was going to surprise her with. My hand just stayed there. I forced a smile that felt like it was cracking my own face. Okay, Qley, if that's what you want. Fast forward 3 months, and she's at my apartment at 2 a.m., hysterical, mascara halfway down her face. And she didn't come alone. I should have seen it coming. I'm Mark. I was 30 at the time, a software dev. She, Qley, 28, was an analyst at some big, boring finance firm. We were good. Or, I thought we were. We were stable. That was the word she always used. I love how stable you are, Mark. I should have realized stable was just her word for boring. For 2 years, I was her rock. Turns out, she wanted to be someone else's, a lifeline. And the person she wanted to save, Daniel, the ex, the tortured artist-musician who, from what I'd gathered, had tortured her more than any guitar string. He'd cheated on her, borrowed money he never repaid, and then vanished. Now, he was back, and according to her, he was hurting. That final conversation, it wasn't even a fight, it was an announcement. She came over to my place, my apartment. I'd just ordered her favorite tie. I had the lease agreement 3 years, down payment all set, hidden under a stack of mail on the counter. I was just waiting for the right moment. She walked in and didn't even take her coat off. Mark, we need to talk. My stomach did a cold, slow flip. Bad day at the office? No, she said, looking at the floor, at the wall, anywhere but at me. It's Daniel. He called me. And I kept my voice level. He's not good, Mark. He's really in a bad place. He's a mess. I can't just abandon him when he's like this. I just stared at her. I couldn't wrap my head around it. Abandon him? Qley, he's your ex. I'm your boyfriend. I know, but you're strong. You're fine. You'll always be fine. He doesn't have anyone. The arrogance of it, the casual, devastating assumption that I was just fine, that I didn't need her, that I was a utility, not a person. So, what are you saying? I already knew. I just wanted to hear her say the words. I'm saying, I think we need to be friends, my heart. It's pulling me back to him. He needs me more. He needs me more, not I love him more. He needs me more. She wasn't leaving me for a relationship. She was leaving me for a project, a reclamation project. I stood up, walked over to the counter, and picked up the stack of mail. I pulled the lease agreement out from under it. What's that? She asked, her eyes finally tracking me, probably worried it was some desperate prepared speech. Nothing, I said. I walked over to the little shredder I keep by my desk for work documents. Just some old paperwork. I fed the pages in. The zurard of the machine was the only sound in the room. It was the loudest, most final sound I'd ever heard. I turned back to her. You're not even going to fight for me? She whispered. There were tears in her eyes, but they felt fake, like she was playing a part in a movie she'd already cast herself in. Fight who? I asked. It was a genuine question. You, or the ghost you're chasing? No, Qley, I'm not going to fight for someone who is walking out the door. You made your choice. I opened the apartment door for her. I hope you're happy. I hope he's worth it. The look of relief on her face as she hurried past me. That was what broke me, not the breakup, not the other guy. It was the relief, like she'd just been paroled. She didn't just leave, she escaped. The Thai food arrived 5 minutes later. I paid the delivery guy, threw the food in the fridge, and just sat on my couch in the total silence, the smell of pad thai and her perfume hanging in the air. I didn't break, I didn't cry, I just rebooted. The next few weeks were empty, but empty in a clean way. I blocked her number. I blocked her on every social media platform. I didn't want to see the "we're so happy" posts. I didn't want the 3 a.m. I made a mistake texts. I wanted a clean cut. I took all that stable energy she hated, and I poured it into the one thing that had never let me down, my work. I had a side project, a fitness tracking app that I'd been tinkering with. Now, it became my entire life. I coded until my eyes burned. I redesigned the UI. I went to the gym, not to get revenge body ripped, but to test the damn app. I worked, I slept, I ate, and slowly I started to feel, not fine, but solid. About 2 months later, I got a call from an unknown number. I almost didn't answer. Mark? It was Jessica, Chloe's best friend. Hey Jess, long time? Yeah, look, I know this is weird, and I'm probably breaking a million girl code rules, but have you heard from Qley? No, I said, my voice flat. I haven't. Why? A long sigh on the other end. It's not good, Mark. It's really, really not good. I just waited. That guy, Daniel, he's not a project. He's a black hole. He got her to co-sign a lease on a new studio. He maxed out 2 of her credit cards on equipment. Then, he just didn't pay any of it. He's telling everyone the debt is hers. The firm found out about the credit card fraud. They're investigating her. She lost her job, Mark. I felt nothing. A cold, hard, absolute zero. It wasn't satisfaction. It wasn't pity. It was just the logical conclusion. You play with fire, you get burned, you jump into a black hole, you don't get to be surprised when it's dark. That's tough, I said. Tough? That's all you have to say? That's tough? Mark, she's a wreck. She's getting evicted. She's talking about how you were the only good thing. She really needs a friend right now. A friend? I repeated. Right. Well, she told me that's what she wanted. But, you know, Jess, I'm not her friend. I was the guy she threw away. And my stable life? It doesn't have room for that kind of drama. I've got my own stuff going on. What stuff? She almost sneered. Your stupid app? Yeah, I said, a smile finally touching my lips. My stupid app. I'm meeting with a VC firm tomorrow, so if you'll excuse me, I've got to prepare. I hung up. The VC meeting was a success. The firm, a small, hungry group, loved the app's back end. The woman leading the meeting, Sarah, was terrifying, in the best way. She was all sharp angles and sharper questions. She didn't care about my feelings. She cared about my code. She ripped my business plan to shreds, then told me how to rebuild it. I walked out of that meeting with a headache, a follow-up meeting, and her business card. It was the most alive I'd felt in years. Sarah and I started working, close, late nights, coffee-fueled code sprints. She wasn't fixing me, and I wasn't saving her. We were building. We were partners. The app got its first round of seed funding. We were hiring. It was real. Then came the night. It was about 3 months after Jessica's call. I was at my apartment celebrating. We'd just passed 10,000 users. Sarah was with me. We'd ordered pizza. I guess I have a thing for life-changing events and pizza, and we're mapping out the next feature push. It was almost 2 a.m. Bang, 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 not a knock, a pounding. Someone was trying to break the door down. Sarah looked at me, alarmed. I put a finger to my lips and went to the peephole. My blood turned to ice. It was Qley, drenched from the rain, mascara carving black rivers down her cheeks. But she wasn't alone. That's what made me stop. Daniel was behind her, smirking, holding his phone up, recording, and next to him were 2 huge guys I'd never seen before. They looked like bouncers or thugs. "Mark, open the door!" she screamed, her voice a raw, broken shriek. "Mark, I know you're in there." I kept the chain on and opened the door a few inches. "Qley, what the hell is going on? Mark, oh my God, Mark, help me," she sobbed, clawing at the small opening. Daniel pushed her aside. "She needs money, man. The money you owe her." I was just blank. Owe her? I don't owe her a damn thing. "For the emotional distress," Daniel shouted, shoving his phone closer. "For using her and abandoning her. We know you got that money, us bro. We saw the articles about your stupid app." And then Qley, in a voice so small it was almost a whisper, but I heard it. "Mark, please. I told them you'd help. I told them you were a good guy. I need $20,000. Just to get them to leave me alone. Please, Mark. They'll hurt me." The click. It was so loud in my head. I told them you'd help. This wasn't a rescue mission. This wasn't a cry for help. This was a shakedown. This was extortion. And she was the bait. "You're filming this," I said, my voice dead calm, looking right at Daniel. "So what if I am?" he sneered. "Get off my property," I said. "We're not going anywhere until we get paid," one of the goons yelled. "Mark, please," Qley wailed, a performance worthy of an Oscar. "Don't let them do this." "Let them?" I said. I looked right through the crack in the door, right into her eyes. "You brought them, Qley. You chose this. You chose him." I unhooked the chain. For a second, their faces lit up. Daniel smirked, thinking he'd won. Qley's eyes went wide. I opened the door wide. They weren't looking at me. They were looking past me. Sarah was standing in the middle of my living room. Her phone was to her ear, and she was on speaker. "Yes, officer, that's correct. 1218 West Market, apartment 4B. They're attempting to extort my client. Yes, they're still at the door. I have my own camera recording the entire incident. Daniel's face, it imploded. The color drained. The two big guys instantly put their hands up, like I was the cop. "Whoa, man, we ain't part of no extortion," one of them said, already backing away. "We were just helping a friend move." They were gone, down the hall in seconds. It was just Daniel and Qley. You called the cops?" Daniel stammered, looking at Sarah. "And my father," Sarah said, her voice like Arctic ice. "He's a partner at Vincent and Elkins. He's very excited to hear about this. It's called aggravated harassment, coercion, extortion. You're looking at, well, a lot of billable hours, and probably jail time." Daniel, the tortured artist, the bad boy, he was just a coward. He looked at Qley, his face twisted in pure rage. "You stupid bitch! This is all your fault!" He shoved her, hard, right towards my open door. "Fine, you can have the wreck." He turned and ran, and Qley, she just collapsed, right on my doormat, a sobbing, heaving, broken pile of regret. She looked up at me, her face a pathetic mask of tragedy and rain. "Mark," she wept. "Mark, I'm so sorry. I made a mistake. I never stopped loving you. It was always you." I just looked at her. I didn't feel anger. I didn't feel pity. I felt nothing. She was a stranger, a dangerous, pathetic stranger. I looked back at Sarah. She was watching me. Not him, not Qley, me. I stepped back into my apartment. "Qley," I said, my hand on the doorknob. "You're right. You did make a mistake." Can I just come in?" she sobbed. "Just for a minute. It's so cold." I thought about the lease agreement. I thought about the stable life she ran from. I thought about the 2 a.m. shakedown. "No." I closed the door. I heard the solid final click of the deadbolt. Her reaction, it wasn't a sob. It was a scream of pure, undiluted fury. The real Qley. She started pounding on the door, shouting things I won't repeat. Sarah just walked over, picked up the remote, and turned the TV on, drowning out the noise. "She's loud," Sarah commented, flipping through channels. "Yeah," I said. We sat there, in the quiet, listening to the muffled sounds of my ex having a total meltdown in the hallway, until the sirens finally, blessedly arrived. We never talked about it again. A year later, Sarah and I sold the app. A small, clean 8-figure exit. We moved to Austin. We've got a house on the lake. We're working on a new project, something bigger. I was cleaning out my old desk from the move, and I found it, taped back together, crumpled. The original Audi lease agreement. I'd kept it, as a reminder of the bullet I'd dodged. Sarah came in, holding 2 coffees. "What's that, your first dollar?" "Something like that," I said. I looked at it, at this ghost of a life I almost had. Then I walked it over to our new high-capacity shredder. "I was thinking," I said, feeding the last piece of my old life into the machine. "That new Tesla Cybertruck. You think we should get one, or is that too stable?" Sarah just laughed, handed me my coffee, and kissed me. "As long as you're the one driving, I'm in." And I finally felt fine.